Hello and welcome to Skinbag of Coffee. I am your host, Philtron. Let's see where the volume's at here. How are you doing? We're doing alright today? Let's turn the volume down a little bit. Alright, so this volume's a little low. Let's turn it up. Alright, so this is a video from a channel I really like. It's called Home Math. He makes these videos about these TikToks and draws pictures to illustrate his points, and I like his delivery a lot. So let's check this one out.
Right? I'm gonna stop you right there.
I bet you're wondering how America got here. Well, it all started with bird hands. That's right, America went straight down the tubes as soon as it started letting cranky, dissatisfied women from a 3 to a 6 make these naggy little henpeck gestures on TikTok. I know, it sounds crazy, but let's go back to the beginning. See, a long time ago, people used to understand that women were violent too. A man will just come out in the open and punch you in the nose, but women are small and weak, so they just lie about being victims until someone else does it for them. And that makes all the simps crawl out of the woodwork and do their bidding, like the bugs they are. We used to understand this, and nagging women used to get punished for other stuff too. This one's called the scold's bridle. It makes it so she can't talk. Pretty crazy, right? But nowadays, women can do what used to get punished for other stuff too. This one's called victims until someone else does it for them. And that makes all the simps crawl out of the woodwork and do their bidding, like the bugs they are. We used to understand.
Okay, I think there's a certain subset of males that fall into the feminist sympathizer category. I think Kurt Cobain was one of these guys, and Courtney Love was like his version of the poor oppressed damsel. She was the victim of the patriarchy. I've heard... Hold on.
And nagging women used to get punished for other stuff too. This one's called the scold's bridle. It makes it so she can't talk. Pretty crazy, right? But nowadays, women can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And if you so much as point it out, guess what? You're the bad guy. Tell me that ain't crazy. What's all this gotta do with bird hands? Everything. Alright, that was fun. I finally got Ableton working again. Anyway, the Whatever podcast asked, why do they always do the hand thing, referring to this little henpeck gesture that girls...
I've heard the reason women do this is to show off their nails. But some of these nails look pretty worn out, so I don't know if that's entirely it, but I think there's something to that.
Making with their hands, and I thought I'd bring you the answer. Here it is. So the hand thing that the TikTok girls are doing is the hands are closed and pointed at you, and it means you better listen to me. I am telling you. This is what you believe now. When you point it at yourself, you get the Italian, like the chef's kiss thing. Oh, I'm telling you, this is so... Look at what I did over here. I did that unconsciously. This is so good, you should try it. The hands closed over here are, I'm sure of what I'm saying, and I receive your needs. You should try this thing, that's great. This is also used in Italian arguments. I told you about that kid. What Trump does is the open hands, double open hands, and he moves them around a lot. I am listening to you. I understand your needs. When the hands are open towards yourself, it means listen to me. I'm begging you, listen to me. Almost like you're doing the open hands for the other person. You would never do this with that. You would never say, please listen to me. I'm begging you. You see how that doesn't match? So the hand signals they're not nothing. They're unconscious. Like if you just let your hands do what they want while you're talking, they'll sort of do some of the talking for you. So the fact that the TikTok girls are all doing this is a bad sign. It means...
This is an interesting observation. I don't often think about what I'm doing with my hands while I talk. If you've ever heard that YouTube channel Mr. Ballin, he tells these campfire stories and uses his hands a lot. So he's like making your hands into a beak that pecks is pretty intense.
They're at the end of their rope, in my opinion, and they're just going like, do what I want, do what I want. So that's how women are doing, I guess. And yeah, it's always the women who are falling off the bottom first. It's the ones who are the most susceptible to social change. But these things always spread. They always spread throughout society. Like 20 years ago, everyone said, don't meet anybody from the internet, and now that's all we do. So this might follow a similar pattern. I read a little bit about body language on Shortform. It's a great resource to supplement. Get 20% off with my link. This is my Who is a 10 chart. It explains why women who are not 10s are always saying they are. I also talked about this on the standard female delusion chart. This is how they talk in public, everyone's perfect. And then this is how they talk in private. Them and their besties are way up at the top and everyone else is trash. It's a collective negotiation strategy. The way it works is that the mids and the sub-mids are always gassing each other up and excusing each other's behavior because that's the only way they can compete with the top women who also have to pretend that everyone is beautiful or else they don't get to be in the little hand-holding group. And that usually doesn't really matter until they all work in human resources. When they're in a unified group, they control access to everything, especially when they convince the male mids to play along, like they're gonna get something for doing it. They never do. The reason this is so dangerous, and we used to throw rotten fruit at them for doing it, is that the hand-holding group only works when they lie. That's how you show loyalty to the group. You tell ridiculous lies, because the bigger the lie, the more you are proving that you'll say anything to be included. It's a token of submission. That's why it's so disgusting when men do it. And that's why everything is so upside down right now. Because when women get power, they don't just say, I'm better at your job than you, like a man would. It's usually not true, too. Instead, they say things like, babies can be pilots too, because if that's true, then that means everyone should be accepted everywhere, even if they're not good enough, and by everywhere they mean only the best places, which is the same thing as saying, I'm a 10. Do you see how it's all connected? Make a demand, and then collectively lie to justify it. I'm a 10 means I am marriage material for anybody. I should get paid the same as someone who can actually do the job. It doesn't matter what I do, it matters what I get, even if I'm not earning it. And someone else can make up for what I'm not doing, even if he doesn't get anything. So then they vote to get, even if they're not earning it, and then when they're getting equal or greater, then they think they're better than you, which makes you icky, and then all the women are looking for a tiny few men, and then no one gets married and has kids, and everyone hates each other. That's why I want you to look for things like the bird hands. This is all about giving instructions. This is what we believe now. And they're trying to make you simp, and you can't do it because you lose. We all lose. Bird hands are a sign of desperation. You don't have to be forceful if you're actually in control. So when you see women doing this, they're saying, this is what you have to agree with or you're not in the club. And you don't want to be in the club. Here's a preview from my new levels chart. This one's easier to read. Video's coming soon. Bird hands are coming from this level. They're trying to control you to get power. Here's a few examples.
Men responding to the chopped man epidemic girl are giving the same kind of energy as the kind of man who would hit on you and when you reject him would say, oh, well, you ain't that cute anyway.
Here's the girl she's talking about.
Like, that's a cute girl.
So here's how things are gonna be.
I want to share my thoughts on this chopped man epidemic thing. But here's the thing. The majority of men out there are not putting any effort into making themselves appear attractive to women. I can see people's attractiveness objectively, and even if I'm not personally attracted to them, I can recognize when someone is attractive.
Notice the excessive pecking. She's saying, believe me, even though she knows deep down that she wouldn't see these guys as so gross if it wasn't for the power imbalance caused by her own behavior. This one was political activism, and she knows she's full of it.
If watching families being ripped apart does not appeal to your humanity, let me try and appeal to you financially, because these mass ICE deportations are bad for the economy.
Isn't that the face of persuasion? Don't you want to believe everything she says? Here's one more real quick.
Men always complain that women are constantly nagging. Maybe she's not nagging, and it's just that you keep doing the same thing over and over again. A woman doesn't want to be in the position to act like your mother. Don't put yourself in the position to act like her child.
That's good advice in a relationship, but on a society-wide scale, you voted for equal, which makes you look at men like children. I don't know if you can do the math. Women have to respect men or they don't like us, and they are collectively removing the things that make them respect us. So the problems are not all men's fault. It's like every woman at once is saying, why do you have to breathe so loud? So you gotta watch body language. Bird hands doesn't always mean she's wrong, but it does mean she's talking down to you. Again, look how this doesn't match. Oh my god, you got the job. I'm so proud of you. The only way out of this mess is just don't listen to these lies anymore.
Wow. I do see a lot of gaslighting going on. I mean, look around when you go to Walmart. Look at these people. So much obesity. You're not okay. Your body and gravity are rebelling against you. Something needs to change. Why are we doing this? I hope you're doing well. Remember that you are loved, and I'll talk to you later.